Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Put in promo code Topher and get 10% off your purchase. New Hampshire Vape Gallery and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 119.
At it again.
What is happening, TWT fans? It is so good to be back on this Thursday, July 14th, 2022. And how are you? How are you doing? Did you have a good start to your week? Getting ready for the weekend? I know I am. I'm pumped. I got some stuff done on Sunday. I mean, just been getting some things done outside around the house. It's been feeling good. I got a JUUL update. JUUL, all right. The ban is going to be lifted. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into my Rocky Foundation and how I've been trying to figure out why I'm kind of stuck where I am and what would happen if I was to start drinking. And then, of course, I've got some fun videos to show and some maybe horrible, hilarious at the end of all this, along with some good news. But before I get into any of that today, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers out there. You're really what keeps me coming back here week after week, so I appreciate you and thank you. If you're new to the podcast, subscribe, all right? So one thing I'm asking everybody to do, it's the most important thing you can do for me, keeps me coming back here week after week, so click that subscribe button, smash it, but just be doing that, all right? That's what I'm asking everybody to do. Of course, you can also leave comments, share, rate, review the podcast, or because that sends it out into the algorithm and it helps the podcast grow, and I need your help to do that. talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. If you or someone you know has that story, send it on in. Maybe you've had an experience that you had to get through and you came out a stronger person on the other side. Send that over. It can be a 60-second video, email. Just make sure you add slow down into the subject line and you'll get some free slow down merch. All right, again, that is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, you can find me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go there, give a follow. I appreciate it. And now let's get into business. All right. I want to talk about this JUUL ban and this JUUL ban being temporarily lifted. This is great. And I don't think I ever thought I was going to ever say this in my entire life, but I think if they get completely unbanned, I think we are going to have to thank Big Tobacco, because basically what this article is saying is that they wanted to stop JUUL because they weren't sending enough data. All right, and here's what I'm gonna mix it in with what I know. What I was told and what I found out from talking to reps and stuff like that is that JUUL has Big Tobacco lawyers that work for them because JUUL is partly owned or was purchased. I don't think it's fully, but Big Tobacco made a purchase of JUUL. Okay, so two companies are owned by Big Tobacco. I think it's called like Enjoy Enjoy. They're pre-filled pod systems that you can find in the gas station. And Big Tobacco bought a part of JUUL. So they have the same lawyers taking care of the same paperwork and filing it for both companies. The Enjoy got accepted. JUUL did not. The FDA said that there was not enough of their concerns taken care of in their paperwork. Well, they had to fight that because they sent the exact same 6,000 pages, I was told, into Enjoy that they sent in for JUUL. So when they denied JUUL, you know, it looked biased, right? Because they're like, oh, you accept because they're both backed by big tobacco. So they were like, no, we did the same paperwork for both companies. So now the FDA had to look into this. And because they have to look into it and it's gone into appeal, now JUUL is not banned temporarily. But here's the issue with all of that. No one's buying their stuff. See, once they were banned, you know, some places stripped their shelves, which I didn't see anything that said we had to do that. And so I don't know why they went to that extent, but I guess some people just felt that it was necessary. Other people did what we did, and we sold out of them. And, you know, I got a couple left, whatever. But now that the ban has been lifted temporarily, oh, I forgot I was tiny. What's going to happen is nobody is going to buy them, right? Because we were told they're banned. So we've all kind of made a decision that we'll just sell out of what we have. And then since we're not going to be capable of getting them after a certain point, why purchase them at all, right? So a lot of the distributors, you know, just got rid of them. You know, maybe a discount, bundles, whatever. Basically, everybody was sold out of everything, I think, within a week. And now we don't have, just because the ban is lifted, I mean, I don't know who's going to be buying them, right? Maybe the people that strip their shelves will put them back up on their shelves. Hopefully they weren't stupid enough to throw them away, you know, since there was no reason to take them down anyways. But I don't think anybody's going to be ordering them, you know. I don't even think distributors will order from them because who wants to take the chance of this temporary ban, you know, becoming permanent after the appeal? And if it goes permanent after the appeal, they could tell everybody to strip their shelves at that point, which would suck if you bought more shit, right? So if you bought more, you'd be stuck with it if they went permanent ban. So I don't think it's a good idea to purchase them anymore. I mean, you know, maybe a couple 8-packs or something. You'll go through those pretty quick if they're available. But if they're not available, I wouldn't go out of my way to get them. And I think a lot of companies are going to make that decision. Unfortunately, the only way people will change their mind is if they can get fully reinstated by the FDA and the ban is completely lifted, and therefore they are allowed to be distributed. They are allowed to be sold in the United States, and it's 100% okay. Then that's the only way people are going to put them back on their shelves. So even though the ban is temporarily lifted, I don't think you're going to be able to find them any easier until the ban is completely lifted and they are 100% okay to sell in the United States and distribute their product. Then you'll see them come back if people even want to carry them after that. This could be a giant hit to JUUL in the long run, even if they get the ban completely lifted. It's just kind of sad, but if they get that ban permanently lifted, right? They get it lifted and they're free to go. I mean, you got to give it to Big Tobacco for getting them out of that, you know, because they have something to do with this, you know. So I never thought I would ever say those words, but yeah, pretty crazy. And this shows me that there is still some fight in the game. And it also shows me that, you know, you're not just going to get rid of the vaping industry. It's not just going to get wiped out. We are going to be able to put up a fight. We are going to be able to put in appeals. I hope most of us are. Well, I hope most of them are. No one's appealing the shops. But if they can't make the product and we can't buy it, then what do you know what I mean? So there's still some fight. I think the bigger monsters out there, hopefully they got the lawyers to back up whatever gets thrown their way. But I don't know. I just think that there is some light at the end of the tunnel. But at the end of the day, I still believe that the government's number one thing on their plate right now is to pretty much banish this stuff forever and for all of us, which is so stupid because, again, just like everything else, it's just like they're constantly just, you know, I mean, I don't like saying it, but they're just, every move they make hurts the poor more and more. It hurts them. Everything that they're doing right now. Think of the most affected person that you know. You know? It just sucks. It sucks a lot, and this is making it harder and harder. And it's like you wonder why people are losing their shit and shootings everywhere. Just insane. There was a massacre in, was it Africa? Oh, it was awful. I was like, oh no. And then the Japanese or Japan ex-prime minister, I believe. I think they're called prime ministers. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But he gets gunned down, and like Japan is like devastated by it. But like if one of our ex-presidents got shot, are we going to be devastated about that? I mean, I'm not saying I want them to. I'm just asking a question. Like, he's an ex-prime minister. So if he used to be the prime minister, why are they so sad about it? Because was it just because he did talks and people like listening to what he said? Or is that just the way the government manipulates their people? Like, I just don't know. I don't know. But I was thinking about, like, what if one of the ex-presidents got shot down, you know, same way, same scenario. Like, I wouldn't be devastated. I'd be like, oh, that sucks. Just like I was when he got shot. But I guess, you know, Japan's not handling it very well. So crazy shit going on. And you want to know why this is all happening? I'm telling you, it's because of what happened. It's because of how our government treated us. It's because of all the fear that they installed. It's because of all the shitty news out there and this fear mongering. That's what's doing all of this. All the crazy is coming out, and all the people are snapping because you keep squeezing them, and you keep making everything harder and harder on all of us. I mean, what do you expect them to do? But I know that we have more mass shootings and stuff like that than anybody else. But at the end of the day, they're starting to pop up in other places. So this is, you know, just like COVID was a world issue, mental health is a world issue too. And remember, some places got locked down a lot longer than us. And there's major famine. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I thought it was Israel or Pakistan, somewhere over there. You know, I'm bad with the geography there. But major famine, people dying just left and right. I mean, it's all because of what happened over the last 2.5 years, plus whatever else was going on before that. And I mean, we're in for a world of shit, but I'm really happy that JUUL is possibly getting their shit lifted, you know, and it really surprised me when I found out it was Big Tobacco behind the whole thing. All right, moving on. So what else I was thinking about is I was listening to a podcast myself, and there was a thing about, I had to put it in my notes because I knew if I didn't say it, I would forget it. I keep saying that I can't remember things, or I'm just learning for the first time, and that must sound so silly to people. But I was listening to an addict, alcoholic, stories, stuff like that, and they were talking to an alcoholic, like, damn it, what the frig? An addiction doctor, somebody that deals with addiction, like Dr. Drew. And he was talking about how what happens is the alcoholic or the drug addict, we usually start at a young age, right? We start at a young age. It's usually when our brains are developing. So when our brains are developing and we're loading ourselves with all these toxins, it stops our development. It fucks up our brains, right? It basically builds a horrible foundation for us. You're still going to school. You're still learning. Your frontal cortex is not completed. You're literally just adding shit to your brain, and then it stops your brain from being able to do what it's supposed to correctly. And when this was said, it kind of clicked. I was like, oh, so you give yourself a poor foundation to build on. So it's not that my brain or function was stuck at 21, like I had initially said. It was the simple fact, man, I'm wondering if I'm going to lose power. This bitch keeps flashing. But it was the simple fact that I gave myself a very poor foundation. So, like, basically, let me paint a picture. The concrete's pouring in and it's building the wall. You ever seen them pour a foundation for a house? They put these metal beams together and then they pour the concrete in between, and then I think it's like 24 hours later, they peel the concrete apart, and you now have a solid cement wall. Well, basically, my walls were up, and they were pouring the concrete, and I kept adding alcohol, let's just say, for fun, and basically adding water to the foundation. So when they pulled when they pulled the frame apart, the wall crumbled a little bit, right? And gave myself a poor foundation to build on. Because when I said that, it made sense, and it was true to me, but it's not true. Because I was capable of working. I was capable of doing things with my hands and progressing in life and still being able to do things. It's just that I wasn't doing them well, or I just wasn't doing them well. I mean, there's so many things I had to redo because I did them while I was drinking, and it was just it's just awful. You have to redo it. So trying to learn, probably why, the acid and everything else didn't help with my education, but, doing that to my brain didn't help me retain any of my education, right? So when this was being said, all of a sudden I was just like, oh my God, it makes so much more sense to me why I have so much trouble remembering things and why I have to do things over and over again in order to get it. Or sometimes I have to have it explained to me, like, super dumb, in order for me to understand it. And I was like, man, this has got to go away, right? And he said it would, but it's going to take a lot of time. And depending on how long you've been separated is dependent on how long it could, you know what I mean? So I've been rebuilding for 5.5 years. So I now am rebuilding stuff, and I'm retaining things. And I thought this was just an an amazing way to look at what I was trying to articulate to everybody. I was like, man, how do I explain this to people? Because I must sound like a moron on top of already sounding like a moron sometimes. But it's just pretty it helps me explain how I'm feeling. And, you know, I'm doing this podcast and now doing these shorts. These shorts I'm trying to push myself. And I know shorts are sometimes funny or it's dancing. I'm not into that. It's not my thing. I like information because these are all the things that are helping me expand my mind. You know, and a lot of people don't understand the new hemp laws. So I kind of want people to understand that. And then I have people tell me, you know, that this Delta 8 shit is like that fake shit. It's like the fake weed. It's like it's not. And I feel like that's super important to point out to everybody that this is not like spice. This is coming from the hemp, which is the male marijuana plant. So everything coming from the hemp plant is just as safe as long as you get it from a reputable company. Of course, you got to do your due diligence, do your looking and investigating. I inspect and test all of my products before I sell them. If I don't like it, or it burns my throat, or it tastes like fucking, what's that stuff, oregano, I'm not selling it in my store. I'm making sure that, you know, everybody gets a quality product. And you should also do the same thing when you're looking for things on your own. So yeah, are there some bad Delta 8 companies out there? Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not naming names of ones that I didn't enjoy, but yeah, there's shit companies of everything. But I want people to understand that this stuff is real, and if you get it from somebody reputable, it's really good. It's really, really good, and it works great, you know? But what I was getting at is everybody out there, you're helping me grow, right? I'm trying to do more to give everybody out there a little bit more to enjoy with these shorts, and a little bit more information, but maybe a little bit faster. You know, get out of my comfort zone. Again, I'm not comfortable doing it because if I don't know what I'm talking about all the time, then I don't want to talk about it too much, right? I don't want to make it sound like I know something more than I actually do, right? So, but I have to, like my last one I just did, I repeated that phrase I was going to say like for an hour. And that's in between customers, of course. So it wasn't a straight hour. I don't want anybody to think I'm sitting in that shop just repeating that thing for an hour. No, I would actually put it up, and I had to put on a timer, and I had to say it. And I will tell you, it took good 5-6 tries before I got through what I needed to say in 60 seconds. And then I had to repeat the words, and then I had to say it a specific way, and then I had to, you know what I mean? And I just wish I didn't say guidelines at the end of it, because it's not guidelines, it's laws, but it's challenging me. And that helped me retain the information and feel comfortable saying it. And it's all because now I have a better foundation. And I want to do better, and I want to be able to say the words correctly without anything else. But I was like, man, look at that. I had a shitty foundation, and now I'm trying to repair that foundation that retains information and allows me to learn something, but retain it. Retain what I learned, you know, verbally or visually, because I retain everything I do with my hands, you know? well, not everybody knows. I'm pretty good with my hands. I fix things. I break shit and I have to fix it. I mean, shit breaks, I fix it. I used to work on my cars for years. You know, I'm almost done building my little shed out back. I'm good with my hands. So anytime I learn something with my hands, my brain goes, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. And not the same when I read, you know, or audio intake always syncs. Although I have been getting a lot better at the books. The books have been pretty good for my mental, but I don't know. Off of this subject was another part of the drinking aspect, because I do have days where I'm like, you know, it would be so nice to have a beer right now. But then I just grab a liquid death and I'm all right. But then I started thinking, oh my God, dude, what would happen? Because if most addicts and alcoholics, right, we get clean and we stay away from our poison, whatever it happens to be. But when we slip up, and I'm not talking a couple of weeks or a couple months, I'm talking where I'm at, 5.5 years in, right? But even after a year, some people fall off, right? I mean, people fall off in all different lengths of time and then get back on and fall off and get back on and fall off. The thing is, though, is once you've separated and you've separated for a while, if you go back, your brain wants you to think that you can do exactly what you were doing, like riding a bike, right? And you can't. And that's when a lot of people OD. And I was thinking about this because I was like, oh, I want to, you know, and I know myself. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So I still have these discussions with myself today, but I was like, oh man, could you imagine what would happen? And I was like, I'd probably kill myself, and not on purpose, but you know, I quit 5.5 years ago. So my body has gone through another 7-year cycle. So everything in my body has changed because I'm 42, right? So every 7 years, your body's all different. Cells are all different. Everything's different. But I was also 37, so I was younger. I said I feel healthier, more healthy today than I ever have. But I bet you if I was to get back into it and get crazy like I used to, I could take a chance of my liver shutting down and something going wrong, because my body is just not used to that anymore. It's like adding in deep fried food. I literally get sick from the oil. I can't eat it. My body hasn't had it in years, and it does not like it. So I believe that that's one of the biggest issues that addicts and alcoholics have, and why it's pretty common when they get off and then get back on, they tend to overdose, because the body is just like, what are you doing? And it shuts down and it's over. So I don't know. I was just, like I said, it's been a good week. It's just that I've had some thoughts and I went through some things in my mind, and it's just been really busy. And as of right now, a little behind the scenes is it's actually Sunday night for me, and it's 10:30 at night because my wife is working third shift. So I can't record a podcast in the morning because my voice is too loud. Oh, shit. I'm really tired, too. I'm really tired, and I'm super stoned. Yeah, I smoked a big fat dab, and I was like, you know what? I got to put up a podcast, so let's get to work and get this done. And so I figured I'd share that with you. But I was having, these thoughts and all this stuff going on. And I was hoping to paint a better picture of what I was trying to describe when I'm saying that I'm learning for the first time and this and that. It really is a good thing that, I'm digging into these things. I'm looking into my thoughts. I'm looking into what is going on, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to dial it in, and I want everybody to see and understand that, because this is what you would have to do if you want to do the same thing. You got to look at yourself, and you got to pick it apart and figure it out, dig deep. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. Or click the link in the description below the video. This website is amazing. They've got all the best shit you're going to want. That's right. You want awesome t-shirts with great designs and bright colors? Well, you got to get them right here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. And now, before you check out, you put in the promo code TOPHER and get 10% off your purchase. They got board shorts. They've got all kinds of products. Their women's leggings are hot and spicy, and I love them. Go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. If you're not sure how to spell it, it's right here at the bottom of the screen, or click the link in the description below the video. And before you check out now, use promo code TOPHER and get 10% off your purchase. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. We've got everything you're looking for. That's right. THCP, HHC, Delta 8, Delta 10. You want flavored juice? Menthol flavors. We've got disposables, 5%, 3%, flavors, tobacco, salted caramel, you name it, we got it. It's in stock right now. So come on in and talk to the guys at the gallery, and we're going to help you find what you're looking for. I got some amazing CBD loose leaf. I got some great chillums from Chillax with some THCP in it. This stuff is amazing. It's going like crazy, but you can only get it here at New Hampshire Vape Gallery. That's right. We're located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And as always, I look forward to seeing you there. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. I love this website. It's amazing. All my sponsors are amazing, but small business is where my heart's at. I'm a small business, right? So I support more small businesses. And naturalbossnh.com is one of the best ones. It's woman-owned. It's small. And their products are amazing. All 5 of them. And you can get all 5 of them here today. Their salve, their lip balm, their body balm, their foot and body soak, and of course, their beard oil. You can get all of these here today at naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Buy one or all 5 of these products today. Let's do some hot topics real quick, because I got a couple things right here. This one thing, and this isn't even, look, oops. I forgot to use it, so we won't. It's fine. Oh, here we go. Let me make it bigger. Look at this. This is absolutely nuts. This is a carnivorous plant that traps prey underground. Is the first of its kind to be discovered. Nephenes puntica is shown. Putica? Nephenes puntica is shown in the Indonesian province of North Kalimantan on Borneo. No other species of pitcher plant catches its prey underground. This is insane. This is a carnivorous plant. All right. So this plant has pitchers to trap animals that are up to 11 centimeters. That's 4.3 inches long, in case you were curious. It is so wild. I'm going to play this video for you. There's no music, so it's safe. But check this out. It's in a tree. They are pulling these out of a tree. Well, they are possibly dead. Already dead. Oh, man. Is that a mouse? That looks like a mouse. Looks like a snifter. Wow. Isn't that crazy looking? But that creeped me out. I had never seen anything like it. And the fact that it like has like a trap door on it, so the belly could be underground, and then the mouse and bloop, and it goes underground, and then it like breaks it. Like, where is the picture that I had another picture right here? Yeah, right here. I'll go back to this picture, I should say. But you can see it's open, and I believe this is the ground on top, and then it catches something, right? Because it's empty, but then it catches something, and then that trap door starts closing, right? It goes bloop, 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 boom, and it's closed. And whatever's inside of that is getting digested, and it's connected with the root. So that root right there is feeding the plant. And these are like the flowers. I mean, I've seen all kinds of carnivorous plants, but I've just never seen anything like this. What a wild fucking plant. All right, my next one. Look at this shit. I'm going to play this video for you. This is so cool. So cool. I'm telling you. We are in the worst of times, and we are also in the fucking best of times. This is amazing. I know I talked about some cancer treatment with some pancreatic cancer with great results. I think this is the same. Medical breakthrough offers promises for thousands of cancer patients. So,
back here at 7:14 this morning, a woman with blood cancer who was told back in 2018 she didn't have many options left is now cancer-free.
And you know what? This morning, Boston 25's Carrie Kavanaugh is taking a look at that Hail Mary treatment that worked for her and why doctors may try to use it even more now.
We had just gotten back from vacation and I felt ill. I thought it was a flu or something.
That was in 2017, and unfortunately, Sherry Kinsley did not have the flu.
After going to the hospital, I finally got the official diagnosis that it was aggressive large B-cell lymphoma.
Her disbelief quickly turned into determination. Sherry was hopeful that chemo would work and she'd be at her daughter's high school graduation the next year.
They tried 2 or 3 different regimens of chemo and none of them worked, and it kept spreading.
Sherry said her options were running out, but she had 2 things on her side: timing and a great medical team.
I was blessed with the opportunity to tell Sherry that there was one more thing that was now available and she was a candidate for it.
In 2018, the FDA had just signed off on something called CAR T-cell therapy for certain types of lymphoma. CAR T-cell therapy is a process where they take some of Sherry's white blood cells and send them out to a lab. The cells are re-engineered to recognize Sherry's specific cancer and taught how to attack it. Then they're infused back into Sherry.
But many of the patients we had treated didn't have quite the aggressiveness of disease course that Sherry did.
Sherry's Pittsburgh-based doctor shows what they were up against in her scan.
It's everywhere. It's in her bones primarily. You can see it's in the center of
Holy
her chest.
crap.
She became only the second patient in the area to get the infusion after FDA approval. Now take a look at her scan just 2 months later.
What?
0 signs of cancer.
Well,
This is a
what are all
remission.
these?
Dr. Rossetti cautions.
I mean, I don't know
CAR
what an
T-cell
X-ray
therapy
is, but
not a cure, and not every patient responds like Sherry. Right now, the immunotherapy is approved for only patients who already tried 2 different regimens of treatment. Dr. Rossetti says it's only FDA approved as a last resort because it's very difficult on the patient's body and because chemo still works.
We're not to the point yet where we're going to throw all of that away. Some of those treatments are very effective for some patients and do result in long-term remissions and at times even cure. Great to see you.
And so Dr. Rossetti says CAR T could soon be used much earlier in treatment plans. Sherry's cancer did eventually return, but she's in remission again. She got to see her daughter graduate from college this year.
If it's the chance that you have and it's an opportunity you have, don't let it go by.
Researchers are now working on clinical trials to try CAR T on solid tumors like in lung cancer.
I mean, if that is not the most impressive thing that I've ever seen, I don't know what is. I mean, how long have we been working on cancer treatments? Is it 70, 80 years now? And they are now getting to the point where, I mean, she got it again, but she went into remission again, and she was supposed to be dead. You saw those x-rays? I still want to know what those black spots were, but, you know, I don't know what I'm looking at on an x-ray. I know the lungs, blah, 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 but I don't know exactly. But they said it was 0. It was gone. So, I don't know. This is pretty amazing. I don't know how affordable it would be, but it's FDA approved, which means insurance would cover it, right? Because if it's FDA approved, insurance covers it. So, I don't know. Look into it. If it's something that you know somebody or maybe yourself might need, but I was like, that is so cool. And let's see here. All right. So this right here, and I tried to blow it up. It's very pixelated. So right now, before I hit play, it is somebody's house, right? It's one of their cams for outside. It's looking out onto their front lawn, which is really nice. Man, that makes me jealous. That is a beautiful lawn. But the whole family's there. You got a group of guys up at the roadside lighting something. It's going to be a fireworks thing that they're going to be lighting. There's another person right behind the play button. You got 2 people over by the vehicle here in the driveway, and you got a small kid in the driveway. So there's at least 15 people here. Let's see what happens when they light off the fireworks. All right, so they're lighting the fireworks. They're getting away from it, and it explodes. Not as they anticipated. It flies over, hits the kid in the ankle, and now it's underneath the car. It is lighting the car on fire, and it is exploding the entire car, blowing those fireworks right over where they were all sitting. They're all out of the way. It looks like everybody seems to be safe right now, but that thing is just exploding everywhere. Now, I'll play the sound real quick. Look at this. Oh, see? Hit him. And this is where it gets crazy. Holy shit. think they said something in the beginning, too. Oh, run. Oh, I think you needed to do more than run. Jesus Christ. You know, I don't have a big love for fireworks anymore. It really doesn't have anything to do with the fact that, like, I don't personally like fireworks. It's more because I feel bad for my dogs, because all these people around my neighborhood won't stop lighting off fireworks. It's like from the beginning of summer all the way until the end of summer, my dogs have got very limited time where they can get outside, go to the bathroom, and do their thing. And it's just so frustrating and annoying. But I get it. But also, be safer. What are you doing? I don't know. I just think that if you're not, you're not good at fireworks, or you don't know what the hell you're doing, how about you just don't play with fireworks? You just don't. I mean, I'm glad that they're only blowing up their own car, you know? What if that went across the street? See, that's another house across the street. Oh, no, you're not looking at the video anymore. I am. But what if that had flown across the street, landed on their house, and set the other person's house on fire? Right? Like, I don't know if people think of that, but man, I wish they would. They didn't do it this year. Actually, there was no fireworks coming from the house two doors down this year, which I was kind of shocked but happy about. But there was a couple people pretty close, but they had some big bangers, but nothing crazy, not like last year. I mean, the two houses down, they were blowing them off, and I was getting debris in my driveway, and they were coming up. I had one come in my driveway. You know what I mean? I think there's a time and a place for everything, and if you're too close, then that's not the place for it. You know what I mean? That it needs to be done in a field where there's nothing else going around on, and there's no tree. Like, you need to be mindful of what you're playing with. They are explosives. They're explosives. You know what I'm saying? But this is definitely a fail. But I wanted to show that because I wish people would be a little bit safer with the shit that they're choosing to play with. You know, it's not a toy, it's an explosive. And this is why people lose fingers and hands and get burned. And obviously, probably that car has got some fucking damage for sure. But man, oh man, I hope, everybody was safe in that video. I hope that, no one, I just hope no one got hurt. I hope nobody got hurt. Maybe a little burn. It looked like that kid yelled when that firecracker hit him in the leg. So, but man, oh man, be safe out there. Even if you're still firing off fireworks. Speaking of fireworks, did you see or hear about the 2.5 tons of fireworks that they or is it 50,000 fireworks that they confiscated, 2 different trucks, and then the next day they got 2.5 tons of methamphetamines. They brought it over from Mexico in a U-Haul, and then when they brought it over, they thought it was suspicious when it came through, which I don't know why they didn't check it before it came through. So they decided to follow it. And when they followed it, they saw it park. There was 2 vans, and they started taking the boxes out of the moving truck and putting it into the vans. And as they were putting it into the vans, that's when they busted them with it. I was like, what the fuck? You used a moving truck? That's bold. I think that's pretty bold. After the stories I've heard of how people rearrange engines and make fake compartments, and you got special codes on your stereo for your glove box to open, people filling tires, you know, all kinds of interesting ways to gut a vehicle, to hide product inside of it, to bring it over the border. These guys just used a moving truck. What? It's so wild to me. Oh man, but like I said, it's late. It is late tonight. So with that all being said, I just again want to thank all of you out there. I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to just thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. You know, click that like button. And of course, share, rate, and review the podcast. That helps push it into the algorithm. And if you want to follow me, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook. Again, that's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go follow. And I appreciate it. And of course, the email. talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. If you or someone you know has that story, send it on in. You want to get some free merch, put slow down in the subject line. And of course, you can send a video if you want or a voice message. But send that on over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And with all that being said, I hope you have an amazing rest of your Thursday. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.